Have you ever noticed that we as Americans, not even Americans, but human beings, have an affinity for companionship? We find it necessary to be with someone who we can laugh with, who we can cry with, who we can share a soy latte with at the local coffee shop. Even though you don't like soy lattes, you'd rather have an Earl Grey tea. But that's what love is. But I digress. I'm not making sense here. Here's an example. I went and saw the new interpretation of Les Miserables 3 times, and every time at the end of the movie, instead of basking in the triumph and tragedy of the whole movie and the lesson of forgiveness and of love, I was left in the back of my mind wondering, dang, it really stinks that Jean Valjean wasn't married by the end of the movie. And that really got me thinking. This is when I really had to back up and say, wait a minute, do we really need a significant other to truly feel accomplished and feel truly fulfilled in our lives? I mean, yes, we are incredibly social beings who need that affection. We need human interaction in order to stay sane or sometimes even stay alive. But do we really need that amorous love to feel complete? In Greek mythology, it talks about how humans were created not as one, but with 2 beings that shared one body. They had 2 sets of arms, 2 sets of legs, and 2 heads, and they completed each other. They were companions for life. And this brings back to the point of this whole idea being just like a whole, like almost just a human tendency to think of it this way. But humans were created as 2 people, and obviously the Greek gods didn't like this, so they zapped these people into 2 and spread them across the world. And the point was, these people felt incomplete without their second half. They searched the world and tried to find that second half. Some people didn't, and some people did. We can compare this to today's world, and where we are always looking for the one, you know, the one we got separated from apparently. Sometimes we don't find the one, sometimes we find someone who used to belong to someone else, and that's why maybe some relationships don't work out. But again, this is all a story. I don't necessarily believe in that. It's a very attractive idea, and one that makes sense to a lot of people in today's world. It's so ingrained in our nature to find that second half, that person that completes us. A lot of people find it necessary to find someone. You know, I have always been looking for someone that shares common interests, and yeah, we find people, but sometimes they don't work out. But I've come to the realization that we don't necessarily need another person to feel complete. You are complete and I am complete. We are all complete people without an affectionate, significant other. We're all capable of fulfilling our needs and desires in life without someone. So instead of mourning over the fact that maybe, you know, you're alone on Valentine's Day, or you can't get the attention of your crush in school, be happy to be alive and to be who you are, your tangible self, your amazing self that you have all the time that you take for granted. You take yourself for granted, and we all do. So take yourself out, date yourself, go treat yourself to dinner at a fancy restaurant, enjoy people watching with yourself, go to the fair, listen to music that you really like and not just music that people say you should like, and just have a good time with yourself and who you are. You may get down sometimes and you may feel, you know, I'll never find that right person for me or for you. Just remember that you're never really truly alone. Everyone goes through this, and everyone feels alone sometimes in the middle of night, or at school when no one says hi to you that day, or at work, or anywhere. It's okay to feel sad, it's okay to feel happy, and it's okay to be single.